welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today and clicking on this video. It means so much to me that you're here today. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Laura, and if you are coming back from a video that I have posted before, if you're returning to my channel, let's address the elephant in my room. And I got my hair cut. I'm very excited about it. I love it so much. I got maybe about, it was about down to here before, so I think I got probably about like a good 4 to 5 inches cut off, and then I also got some color to it. Got it a little bit darker all over around, and then I did get some caramely toned highlights, so I'm very happy with it. So for today's video, it is currently, when I'm filming this, the day before Halloween, so it's Wednesday, October 30th, and tomorrow's Halloween, but you'll see this on Friday, which is November 1st, so I hope you had a really good Halloween. But tonight we are doing some pumpkin carving, my fiance and I. So we're gonna do some pumpkin carving, and then we're gonna roast some pumpkin seeds and maybe attempt to put some in the air fryer. I'm not sure how that might go yet, but let me show you what we got set up here. Okay, so I set up everything in the living room of my house. So I have 2 trash bags laid out, and I actually just cut the sides of them open so that it has more surface area covered. 2 pumpkins, one for me, one for him. And then we didn't get a pumpkin carving kit because we couldn't find any. So we just have an assortment of some knives, a big one to cut the tops off of, and then just some little ones to do some other work. Big spoon to gut the seeds out, plastic bag to put all the seeds in so that we can roast them, and then a permanent marker just so we can draw on the faces if we want, and my laptop right over there in case we need some inspiration. And of course, we also have the Devils game on. We are both huge New Jersey Devils fans. I know not everybody is, but we are, so go Devils. So that's the setup that we have going on, so let's get into it. Okay, so to start this pumpkin carving adventure that we were on, we started by obviously taking the tops off of these pumpkins, and it was actually pretty hard. Like, you can tell by both of us struggling that even with these really good high quality knives that we have, we were struggling so much to get through these pumpkins, and they're just average size. And it made us really realize that we should have gotten a pumpkin carving kit. But when we stopped at a local store, Dollar General, they did not have any left. So after I finally got the top off, and this was sped up so much so that you didn't have to watch us struggling, carving a pumpkin and getting the top off of them for literally probably 20 minutes. So after we got the tops off, we were just working on probably the grossest part of, or second to grossest part of carving a pumpkin, which is getting all of the guts out of the pumpkin. Now, my mom used to do this for me when I was obviously younger, but now that I have my own place, gotta do it myself. How do you know what a wound feels like?
I don't know.
I highly doubt you remember. So after Kevin had said that really strange remark, I found it quite funny. We just continued carving the pumpkins and gutting the pumpkins until it was time to make the actual faces. And I will admit, I did have to look at Pinterest just to get some inspiration. So I just used a permanent marker to mark out the areas that I was going to cut. Then I used a smaller knife, and it was still quite difficult. Like I said, we should have gotten the pumpkin carving kits, but oh well, we made do, and we just started carving our pumpkins. All right, so while Kevin's finishing up the final touches on his, he's just cleaning it off and perfecting his a little bit. Here's mine. Don't judge. We had to use, like I said, the real knives, and you'd be surprised that those wimpy little pumpkin carving kits, they are needed. So we just have a very basic pumpkin for mine. And then what was yours like? Do you want to reveal it to everybody? All right, and there's Kevin's, and he wanted to add a unibrow, so he has a really nice unibrow. So let's go take these outside and see what they look like. All right, so there's the final outcome. I think they got super cute. I'm super happy with them. It's a little hard to see though. Let me see if I can get up closer. So here's mine again, and then Kevin's. You can't quite see his unibrow, but I love the big mouth and one tooth. He said he made it a little bit too big, but I actually quite like it. So they look super cute, and now on to roasting the pumpkin seeds. So to roast these pumpkin seeds, you obviously have to start with sorting out the seeds, and this is probably what I think is the grossest part of carving a pumpkin, next to actually gutting the pumpkin itself. So I just went through all of the pumpkin guts and sorted out some of the seeds, put them in the blue bowl, and this was actually just the seeds that I ended up in the blue bowl, or just the seeds from one of our pumpkins, and we got a lot of seeds, so we are prepared to have pumpkin seeds for the rest of our lives. So as you can see, like I said, I got a lot of seeds from just one pumpkin. There's still a bunch of seeds in that other mound that I showed, but this was all pretty much from one of our pumpkins. So then I headed over to the sink and I gave them a good rinse just to try to get some of the other grossness off of them and some of the other pumpkin guts. You don't have to make sure that it's perfect, just to make sure you get a majority of them taken off. And then I laid out a paper towel, and then you can see me just putting them on a paper towel, which was kind of a problem because they just ended up sticking to the paper towel, but I just went with it. We lost a few pumpkin seeds in the process, but plenty of extra. And then I lined my baking sheets with aluminum foil. You can also line these with parchment paper, and I highly recommend spraying these with some sort of cooking oil, like canola spray or vegetable oil spray, something to help the pumpkin seeds to not stick, because as you can see later in the video, they ended up sticking, and I just scratched the aluminum foil all together. I also attempted to put some pumpkin seeds in the air fryer, which went okay, so I won't really show you those because those ended up being kind of a bust. But for the ones that I just put in the oven, I coated them with some salt and pepper, and then just mixed them all together, and then it was ready to go into the oven. So I put this into the oven preheated at 350 for about 15 minutes. And then after that 15 minutes was up, I took them out and then I just mixed them together a little bit more, tossed them around, make sure that they were back evenly coated, And as you can see, I was having kind of a problem. So like I said, I just ended up ditching the aluminum foil altogether and just put them back onto the pan and then back into the oven for about 15 more minutes. And then after that additional 15 minutes, they were all golden brown and crispy and toasty and ready to be eaten. And I love having these when they are fresh out of the oven and nice and hot still. Hey Kev, they're done. You want to try? Okay, well that was fairly easy. I'll wait till he comes out to try a few.
The defenseman just made this bit. The defenseman.
Alright, let's see what he thinks. Yeah. What is that face for? I think they got good. They got perfect. I could eat this whole tray. Yeah, that was fairly easy. I just lined them all on a baking sheet, put some salt and pepper on them. Apparently not enough salt, but there's too much salt on it.
For her.
So just put some salt and pepper on it, put it in the oven at 350 and checked on it about every 10 minutes or so. And I think it was total in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, something like that. But they got really good. What are you doing? You can eat all of those right now?
All those, yeah.
Yeah. They got really good. So that's where we're going to end the video for today. Thank you so much for watching again. If you enjoyed this little pumpkin carving and recipe for pumpkin seeds, give it a big thumbs up, as well as hit the subscribe button before you leave and hit the notification bell too, because my uploads may be a little bit more sporadic, just as I'm trying to get the house together and everything like that. So make sure you hit the notification bell and leave me a comment down below of any upcoming videos you would like to see. And until next time, bye.